Hey, I'm Ben Silverio.
I'm Andy Huttel.
And I'm Ansel Birch.
And it's
Time to Party! This episode was recorded on September 27th, 2022. Musical attribution for this episode is available at indecisionist.com. We are not doctors. We don't give medical advice. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome to the podcast, party people. Thank you for tuning in. You're saints.
Yeah.
All of you.
You guys are like the John of our lives.
Not the Johns, plural.
Oh no.
Singular
Fuck
John.
those
The singular.
The singular.
The singular
Saint
John from Last Night in Soho, which is the movie that we've been talking about all month.
What?
Yeah, joined by the lovely and talented Andy Huttel.
Wait, let me look back at my podcatcher. That is the title of this episode.
Ha ha.
Says it's part 3. What do we do in part 3?
In part 3, we look to widen your horizons, man.
But not like too much.
But not at all, most of the time. Because episode 3 is your edutainment section, where we take an extremely shallow dive. Like a real lazy river of a dive.
As an obese American, I appreciate lazy rivers.
Likewise. They're very fun. And you don't have to do much.
Yeah.
Yes, we here at Time to Party like to provide our audience with a lazy river of edutainment so that you can learn something new, maybe, kind of. Usually it's inspired by the movie that we've been reviewing this month. So yeah, Last Night in Soho, a whole lot going on there. A ton of different things you could talk about. For instance...
Such as?
Yeah, for instance, I might have decided to talk about records.
Oh!
You know, records play a very big part in this movie, as does music in all of Edgar Wright's movies.
You know, I actually have beaten a world record.
Oh?
Have you?
There is a world record for speed reciting Hamlet's soliloquy.
And you can do better.
And yes, unfortunately, it is a retired. It has been retired. There's a Canadian gentleman who holds the record for speed reciting, and at my college theater fraternity's Shakespeare birthday party that we had every year, I beat it.
Wow.
Hamlet, I thought that was about Romeo and Juliet. That Warwick's smiling, because he saw the episode. It's in the new Bob's Burgers.
Ah.
Oh, you know, I
there's a niche
almost
for that.
have like the craziest feeling that that's not the type of record that Ben was referring to.
You know, you might be right.
Because there are other like types of records other than like, you know, like world.
You mean like the one
Records.
our friend has for whip cracking?
No, that's the same kind.
Oh, a different kind.
Right. Not like a different world record,
Oh, okay.
but like a different kind of like record,
Like
used.
civil records.
No, a little different.
What
than
kind
that,
of
I
record
think.
do you mean?
Yeah, Ben. What kind?
No, you were
Can you
right.
describe
you were
them?
right. You were right the first time. That's no, the music ones, the vinyl records.
Oh, the flat one.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
the vinyl Funko Pops.
No, close. Yes.
Okay.
But flatter.
Analog CDs.
Oh, okay. So,
Analog CDs.
So we can take your Indiana Jones.
I'll kill you.
Funko and just flatten
Get
it
out of my
using
house.
steamroller. I would never.
Oh my God.
I would never.
I bet there's a
Indiana
market for that though. Records made out of Funkos.
Rude. Another option could have been hair dye.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, Ellie dyes her hair, bleaches her hair to look more like Sandy in the movie.
Oh, Sandy,
Baby,
can't you see
I'm
in misery in heaven forever?
I sit and wonder why, why you left me, oh Sandy.
never.
How did we get there from hair dye?
I don't know.
I think it's because of Sandy.
There it is.
Look at me, I'm Sandra D. Lousy with virginity.
I would like the record to show that we've only been recording for 2.5 hours, which the threshold for punchy has gone way down.
Let's do it for our country.
The red, white, and the blue.
If the president were standing here, I'm sure he would approve. I'll be a mighty soldier, and before this night is through, we'll do it for our country. Our country wants us to. It's like we was doing it for Disneyland.
I want to make note that Andy has just been drinking Trulies.
I'm fine. This is just
This is sober,
just
Andy.
who I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andy,
This
Andy
is me
always
now.
this way. Wow.
I forgot. Have I shown you my This Is Me Now collection?
No? Do you have, like, pins or?
No, I actually commissioned an artist to do several This Is Me Now
Oh?
of Gene, but as different wrestlers.
You have showed me
Okay,
those.
just making sure.
Very cute.
I've been trying to find her because I need some updated ones.
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So
But,
what did you settle on?
what I settled on, I didn't actually settle on it until Andy started talking when we started recording. Which is why I'm glad that I'm going first.
It's the level of research that we expect here at Time
Yes.
to Party.
It's good because I have two.
Oh,
okay.
man.
Well,
Gauntlet thrown.
this is what I want to talk about.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown.
Yeah, I want to talk about the song Downtown by Petula Clark.
This is some deep trolling.
Andy hates this song.
Hate it, and then my wonderful angel Anya Taylor-Joy sings it.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna pretend it's groundskeeper Willie. When you're alone and life is getting you lonely, you can always go downtown.
yeah, this is one of the many songs that plays a very important part in Last Night at Soho.
Yeah.
As Andy mentioned, Sandy sings it in the movie. But I wanted to look into the song's history a little bit, just to learn more about it. Partially to troll Andy, because I know he hates it. But also, I wrote it down before I knew Andy hated it.
Wow.
So I was thinking about this already. So when he said that, I was like, yep, that's the one.
That's the one. That's how you win.
Yeah, so Downtown by Petula Clark was written and produced by Tony Hatch. It was recorded in 1964, and it became an international hit and got to the top of the Billboard 100 charts and number 2 on the UK singles chart.
That's quite good.
Right? The song became the first number 1 hit of the year in 1965. So because of that, Petula Clark became the first UK female artist to have a US number 1 hit during the rock and roll era, and the second in the annals of US charted music. I feel like that's a pretty big accomplishment for this song. As Andy mentioned before, this song is also the topic of the 1996 Seinfeld episode, The Bottle Deposit. Andy, can you please tell me what that episode is about?
George, if I'm recalling correctly, I probably haven't seen that episode since 1996, perhaps a rerun in 1999. But there is a whole thing where his boss doesn't want to repeat himself. And so he tells to George, so you got to go downtown, just like the song. And so George has to analyze the lyrics to Dune Tune to figure out what the hell he's supposed to do when he's downtown.
In addition to Anya Taylor-Joy singing it in Last Night in Soho, there is another famous actress from the 90s who sang this song.
Gwen Stefani.
Maybe?
Oh, no. Jennifer Love Hewitt.
No, but close. Winona Ryder.
I was so close.
Winona Ryder sang the song in Girl Interrupted.
Oh.
Yes. And the other notable movie that the song was in, and I say notable loosely, the 2019 film Escape Room.
That's pretty loose.
Wait, which one?
Escape Room?
From what year?
2019.
Oh, yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah?
It's really good. It's very clever.
I was not prepared for any of those sentences.
It's like Saw, but not gory.
Okay.
Well, Tyler Labine is in it.
Like, it's actually clever. Yeah, it's actually, they made a sequel to it too. I haven't seen that yet.
Escape Rooms?
Escape Room 2.
Oh, okay.
Tournament of Champions.
Because they didn't escape the first time.
Or they escaped. Or did they?
Dun dun dun. So Downtown has been re-recorded several times, including in 1976 with a disco beat, in 1984 with new piano and trumpet that leads into the opening of the song.
Okay.
Dolly Parton famously covered the song, as well as Spice Girl Emma Bunton.
Oh.
And the Saw Doctors from 2011.
They're like the Spin Doctors, but like with like a really like edgy feel.
Mm-hmm. It's more of an escape room.
Right. But yeah, literally this song has been everywhere over the years. I mean, the Chipmunks covered it.
What?
They did. Alvin and the
I can't even. Yeah.
Alvin and the Chipmunks for the album Chipmunks A Go-Go in 1965.
Oh.
So they hopped on
so
it.
they did it
very
right
early.
away. Yeah.
Let's not forget about John C. Reilly's cover. Oh, when you're alone and life is getting you lonely, you can always go.
Where can you go, John?
Oh, downtown.
There you go.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Oh boy, we're gonna wreck downtown.
Oh my god. God, I was gonna mention that the B-52s also covered it.
Oh.
There's
When life gets you down, you can always go
Downtown.
downtown.
Yeah, I can only imagine that as like how else could they possibly have done that?
that has to be how that went.
Now I need a playlist of just covers of Downtown,
There's so many,
which
I'm
I
sure.
will not play in the car on the way back. You're welcome, Andy.
Your friend to be good, Ansel.
I try.
But yeah, this very shallow dive into the song Downtown was brought to you by Andy's hatred of this song.
Okay.
I hope you
I
enjoyed
just
it.
come out of this wanting to hear Fred Schneider of the B-52s just do more covers. To be perfectly honest.
So what would it sound like if the B-52s covered
I'm amazed it took us this long to get into make Andy do impressions
Yeah.
time.
It's my favorite time of day.
Mr. Brightside.
Coming out of my cage. Dun, 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 dun. I'm doing just fine. I'm Mr. Brightside. Now she's touching his chest.
What would a song from Rent sound like covered by the B-52s?
Jesus.
All right. Live in my house. I'll be your shelter. Ain't got much baggage to lay at your feet.
Wow.
That one works really well.
But sweet kisses I have to spare.
Oh my god.
I'll be there.
Oh my god. Andy, what have you got for edutainment this week?
I'm so glad you asked. So the thing that, every time I watch this movie, the thing that just takes me out of it is when we hear a version of "Got My Mind Set on You," not by George Harrison.
I've got my mind set on you. I've got my mind set
So I grew up with the Beatles.
So you're doing a song too.
I am doing a song.
Interesting.
Too, but my second one is not.
Okay.
So the original version, which is on the soundtrack to this, is by a man named James Ray, who was an American R&B singer, who's best known for "If You Gotta Make a Fool of Somebody," which was all the way at number 10 on the U.S. Billboard R&B charts, and number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1962. So he did this version of the song. George Harrison, I have learned, purchased a copy of Ray's album in 1963 when he was visiting his sister in America. And then 20 years later, he recorded his own version of the song, which we know today as just a very repetitive song. And Weird Al did a parody of it called "This Song Is Just 6 Words Long." And it's a meta song about how short the song is and about how he just repeats the same line over and over and over again within the song.
Good work, Weird Al.
How does that song go?
This song is just 6 words long. This song is just 6 words long. This song is just 6 words long. This song is just 6 words long.
Couldn't think of any lyrics.
This episode just turned into like a sing-along?
Yep.
Is that...
Not mad about it.
Nope.
Listeners, on the other
I'm
hand.
going to bill this as the musical episode.
We finally did a musical episode!
Finally. 525,600 minutes is how long it's going to be.
Works like it feels like it.
So the other thing that I wanted to talk about today is the drink that
Did you actually get to talk about the song?
that was really it.
That was it?
That's
Okay,
really all
okay.
I wanted to say. Is just the song, you know, it came out in like 62, was pretty popular,
And is a lie.
and it just freaks me out, frankly, whenever I hear it, because I'm like, this is wrong.
It's the George Harrison song.
Right? It should be George Harrison.
You want to really bake your noodle. Istanbul was Constantinople.
Yeah.
Not originally a They Might Be Giants song.
You shut your whore mouth.
It was originally a 1950s very clean-cut doo-wop song.
Istanbul was Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Been a long time gone, old Constantinople, still it's Turkish delight on a moonlit night.
I knew that.
I told you last month when we
Yes.
did the same thing.
That's exactly why I knew that. I was like, why do I know that?
Do you not listen to your own podcast?
I cut it out, I think.
Oh,
Probably.
well, fine.
I had to listen to it again.
So now I want to talk about liquor.
Liquor! Hey.
Barely know her.
So
You liquor, you brought her.
This is kind of twofold. So the
Yeah,
more I
it
think
works
about
too
it, the
well.
worse
Hey, no kink shame.
Yeah, no.
No, I'll never kink shame.
Sex work is real work.
Agreed. So when Eloise first steps out into the streets of 1960s London, generic 60s London, she comes out and they're showing the film Thunderball. Now,
Great movie.
now later,
Thunder. No.
Thunder Ball.
That's the theme of the song of the movie, right?
Yeah. Actually, it's called Thunderball.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Is the name of that one. By Tom Jones.
Tom Jones, yep.
Yeah.
It's not unusual to Moneyball.
Moneyball?
The different
Different. Moneyball is a completely different movie. That one's about baseball. So later on in the film, when Eloise goes to order a drink at the underground pub that she ends up working at, she orders a Vesper.
Yes.
So I don't know if you knew this, but a Vesper martini is the James Bond martini, is what she orders. And the cocktail was actually invented by Ian Fleming, the author and creator of James Bond. The drink first appeared in the very first James Bond book, which was called Casino Royale, which was published in 1953. The cocktail he ends up naming after a double agent named Vesper Lind, who also appears in the film Casino Royale with Daniel Craig.
Yep.
And he specifically names it after her in the movie, which is what he did in the book. So he provides very strict instructions to the bartender. Bond says 3 measures of Gordon's, 1 of vodka, half measure of quinoa lillet, I don't know.
Lillet, yep.
Shake it very well until it's ice cold, then add a large thin slice of lemon peel. Now, the reason why it's kind of funny, and people have always been like nitpicking about this, is that is going to
Bruise the gin.
yes. So it's you always stir it. You should be stirring it, not shaking it.
So Bond has been drinking his drinks wrong.
That is correct.
That is what people will tell you.
He wants it shaken, which actually makes it weaker.
Now, please welcome to the pod, friend of the show and Ben's roommate, Warwick Johnson.
There's a canonical reason for that, is that Bond was not wealthy when he grew up, right? But in his backstory somehow he has like a rougher upbringing, and then he winds up in the upper crust. So Bond is doing what he thinks of as a high class thing, but in a low class way, because he doesn't have that same like polish that the upper crust have. And so that's why he adds his martinis shaken instead of being stirred.
Sounds like Eloise to me.
Fun fact.
Yeah, it's an affectation. I love that. I also like the idea that a shaken martini, one of the reasons that you're bruising the gin, hypothetically, is that it causes the gin to have little air bubbles in it, and so it's not clear. And you want a martini to be crystal clear. So by having his martini stirred, it's going to be like cloudy as well, which hypothetically would make it easier for him to like put stuff in it.
Interesting.
Creepy.
I mean, he's an assassin who murders people. I don't know why we're being
But if he was
precious
he was in this movie, he would just be another creepy white dude.
That's, I mean,
Who probably got poisoned at
he's
some point.
absolutely another creepy white dude. There's no getting around that. He does murder people for money.
Yeah.
It's true.
So, yeah. So, Warwick very much helped me draw parallels between,
There you go.
Between James Bond and Eloise.
L.A.
Can we take a second to wonder why there's a second bar under the first bar?
Well,
Is that
because
ever
before,
explained?
wasn't the basement the dancing area?
Sure. So you think there was just already a bar down there, and they
Yeah,
were like,
so
well,
then they
we
just
might as
kept
well
it.
leave it open.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
it's not uncommon for bars to have an upstairs, downstairs.
I suppose. It just never seems busy enough to justify staffing 2 bars.
Oh, no. I mean, London, it's not a really happening bars. The
No one's going drinking
The
in.
kids don't go drinking in London.
Yeah, when Ansel went, they just saw him coming from a mile away. They're like, "Sorry, we're closed."
Actually, they were. Most of everything was closed when I went. I just happened to go on the day that everything was closed. Even the changing the guards, they were like, "Nah, sorry, buddy, it's Tuesday."
Dude, that's what happened when I went to Italy. Like, the Pope was gone. The Colosseum was closed.
What?
Oh my
They
God.
closed the Colosseum?
Yeah, for renovations, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anytime they close a ruin for renovations, I'm like, I get it, but you realize the irony here.
See, when I went to the
So was
cathedral,
the Globe, actually, when we went to London.
the cathedral and Notre Dame, I was there right after the fire.
Oh, that's
Oh.
different.
Yeah, so I can see that. The Globe for me, I think, was also
Yeah.
being renovated or something.
There's a picture of all of my because it was the thing I wanted to do because I was the actor in the group.
Yep.
And everybody, we had everybody pose in front of the gates, and they all took a very dramatic pose, and I just laid on the steps dead. It's a great picture.
Can we recreate it at Chicago's Globe?
Like the Globe Pub?
Yeah,
Ah,
I see no reason why not.
yeah, it's totally doable.
Yeah.
it's down the street.
Well, these were great edutainments, guys.
Ansel, did you learn anything?
I did. I did.
Mostly from work.
Mostly musically. But yeah, that was really, really interesting that you both went in a musical angle and then you wanted to talk about martinis. I'm always here to talk about martinis.
Drinking is a foundational part of this podcast, right?
I also friggin' loved that Lindsay orders a pint of numbers.
Oh my God.
That was another thing I was going to look into, the different names that they have for different
slang
drinks.
names.
Yeah.
The beers,
1664. Next time I order a 312, I'm going to be like,
That's for some numbers.
Can of numbers?
yeah, go I get a bottle of numbers, love.
And they will be like, sure.
It's just the English. They just love like having like slang for everything.
Oh, yeah.
They just like it. It's just, well, you want a beer? Nah, love. Give me a wobbly pop.
All right, party people. Hopefully you enjoyed our month-long look at Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho. Go back, listen to our other episodes. Watch the movie, maybe, if you want.
Do a double feature with Midnight in Paris.
Yeah,
go,
it fits. Have a nice Vesper and a pint of numbers.
And a Shirley Temple, and then a Shirley Temple made with blue curacao.
Thank you for tuning in. Tune in next time where we'll be talking about something else probably.
Yep.
Or the same thing. Just listen to the same episode twice.
Until then, party people, you can find us on the internet. I'm at bsilverio20 on Instagram and Twitter.
I, Andy Huttel, I am at Twitter at Ando Has Issues, and my website is www.nerdhut.com.
And that's Hut with 2 T's. Yeah. I am at Indecisionist on Twitter and at The Indecisionist on Instagram. Special thanks to April Moralba for our podcast art and to Marlon Longid of Marlon and the Shakes for our amazing theme song. This has been an Indecisionist production. For show notes and transcripts, head on over to indecisionist.com.
Yes, and to join the conversation, you can use the hashtag #TimeToParty. That's time, the number 2 party. Party people, this party has come to an end for now, but tune in next time where who knows what time, place, or state of mind we'll be in. But while we figure that out, I want you all to be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes.
Downtown,
God damn it.
Downtown.
Turning this off.
Murder! Murder!
Oh, God.
Murder!
Oh, no.
Murder!
And they were never found in the walls because of the fire.
Tonight,